Before we dive into this most recent farmhouse project, let's back up and take a quick look at how we got here. A while back, we saw a listing for an abandoned ranch that needed just a little bit of work. That was an understatement, but that's okay, we've got vision. With the heavy lifting done, we'll now fast forward through a couple of major life events.
Chloe Marie Scott.
That's my kiddo!
We will sell our house in Sugar Land, saying goodbye to suburbia forever. Then it's back down the tracks to the Railhead, where the less desirable stories end and the fun begins.
Okay, so you've got a 1940s farmhouse. You've already gutted it. You've taken it down to the studs. You've fixed it up so it's a nice place.
Yeah.
What's missing?
Space. These farmhouses weren't made for... I guess they should have been made for big families, because back in the day
they had big families.
They had big families. They just didn't have a lot of room.
Maybe the families were a lot closer than they are now.
Could very well be true.
Be pretty tight. Like
Yes.
I love everybody in our family, but not that much.
No. And we have like 3 people, which is fine.
Yeah.
We could make do with that amount of space for 3 people. But the problem is we have 4 dogs and a cat, plus 3 people.
Some more space.
So more space.
So it's time for an addition.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
This has been an insanely expensive year, but I think you'll agree the juice is totally worth the squeeze. We've always wanted a big, beautiful stone outdoor fireplace. That's something I think we would enjoy year-round. If you're going to have a big, beautiful outdoor fireplace, you really need a space where you can enjoy it. And finally, we have the issue of the roof. Metal that was laid upon the old individual hand-hammered cedar shingles from the 1940s, 1950s. It would be really nice to have our feed buckets back from the attic, where they are up there catching water every time it rains. No kidding. You know, it's a good thing we sold that house in Sugar Land, because this empty nester's dream ranch is about to get expensive. As you can imagine, we had to give our wallet a little bit of a rest. Now that it's 110 degrees outside, let's get started.
So what do you want in this room? What do you think we should put in this room? What does this room need?
I believe that's your department. My room is out there. Like, I'm good out there.
Well, if I could design it, I'm good. So you're saying that I can put in that room what I want, and you're okay because this is your space and that's my space?
I see where this is going. I don't. Okay, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking we use the materials that we have already found in there.
So just for a minor point of clarification, we're gonna spend a ton of cash to reshape the land, pour a foundation and build an addition on our house and fill it full of this stuff.
Correctamundo.
Oh God.
Let's get to work. You remember Julio from JC Construction.
If there was ever a bad idea at Railhead Ranch, this would be it.
Once again, he will be the brains and the brawn behind the project. Well, technically, Julio's been here for close to a month already. He is properly fixing the foundation, the pier and beam foundation on the old farmhouse because it is an absolute wreck. And he and his guys built an awesome retaining wall around the foundation of the caboose, all while Lady and I have been sourcing fine materials for this 480 square foot addition. All right, let's get back to it. Julio brought in his concrete guy, Chris, right here in the blue golf shirt on the right. Even considering the interior design of this addition, I think the concrete and foundation solution that Chris and Julio came up with is possibly the most creative part of this whole project. Check it out. Material required: 2 triaxle loads of dirt and 2 concrete trucks, or 17 yards of concrete. Check this out. This is one of Julio's control measures to ensure the foundation always stays level. How about that?
You gotta say that one more time about being open-minded.
I don't remember what I said.
You said if you're gonna be in business, you gotta be open-minded, right?
Oh, yeah.
Julio throws out these crazy pearls of wisdom, and I can never catch them on camera. Essentially, what he meant by being open-minded is he approaches problems with an open mind to provide value and save his customers money. And that's what he did here. We're burying a culvert pipe under the addition. Instead of reshaping the land for water to move around the addition, it'll go right through the bottom. And 2, we're pouring a retaining wall, literally the entire length of the farmhouse in the back. And this does a couple of things. 1, it has a lower lip where the water will come off the roof and splash out to the yard, so essentially negating the need for gutters on the back. And 2, that lip up on the back of the pad will prevent any water from going under the house, any moisture, which will help with foundation issues. Before, we had moisture under the house, water getting under the house, which was essentially the cause of our recurring foundation problems. Now, water will not get under the house, and 2, this pad will heat up in the sun in the summer, and with the added ventilation underneath, it'll stay dry and really prevent foundation problems in the future. So, Julio, thank you for approaching this with an open mind and saving me a ton of cash. What an awesome solution for a pretty complex problem. guys finished the concrete right in time. Week 2, on to framing. No nail guns here. Premium lumber, all screw construction. This thing will be tornado, hurricane, earthquake, and jumping bull-proof. It's the dawn of a new day. Buzzard Barn is now Goat Zebo. Lady and I have all the finishing material we need for the inside of the addition. And very soon, I'm going to need a new place to take meetings when I'm at the ranch.
Now my camera's rolling, but I've got some footage. I've got these blowers and power tools going about 10 feet away. I'm saying this, obviously, camera purposes. But I can hear you perfectly. You're telling me you can't hear that. Insane.
The headset may be doing a good job, but I'm losing my mind. Lady and I went to Antique World in LaGrange and bought these old bank doors for what will be the new office at the ranch. Couple of modifications to the doors, 2 barn door hardware kits, and voila! The old TV room is now a dedicated office.
Last one. So what do you think, Julio? Worth your time?
Nice, looking so good, man.
Well, you did it.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. We started, I don't expect, they'll be so nice like that, but I mean, everything came together pretty good. Matched everything.
Another one of the reasons we wanted to do the addition is we needed to free up some room in the house for, I think, a proper studio. A place to get all kinds of work done. Whether it's day job or YouTube and media. And this, I think, is more than conducive. What a view, right? So I've been spending a ton of time in here. Let's go take a look inside, which we separated this. We were going to blow this door, this entire wall out, so you could walk right through. It'd be open concept. It would be more contemporary, like what you see in most homes now, but we wanted a separation for a few reasons. Privacy, sound.
Okay, so
Hello, my lady.
welcome to the final product.
Sound, because we do all kinds of stuff here. And wow, this thing turned out great.
Better than I could ever have imagined.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. All thanks to Julio, by the way. Julio did a great job piecing all of these leftover materials together.
Crying dog. Be right back. Hazel, what are you doing? Come on, let's go. Okay. Repurposed materials that are, this room really tells the story of the entire ranch.
Right. Which was very important to both of us.
Yeah. This tin was on top of Buzzard Barn, which was built a very, very, very long time ago. I think it was, when was that slab poured? 81? Mm-hmm. I think the slab was poured in 81.
Yeah.
And the slab was poured inside the tin.
Right.
And the barn was built on posts that are really, really, really old. Those two doors up in the gable those were part of the original house, the house that was built in the 1940s. So the middle part of the house was built in the 40s. That was added on in the 70s. That was added on in the 70s. You see the beadboard up there. That beadboard was also on Buzzard Barn. And those 1x12s were a feed trough outside of Buzzard Barn, where I know the previous owners in their early life kept their dairy cattle. And they would milk cattle and bring in milk for the family.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was bring the really magnificent pieces from this place inside so we can enjoy them year round.
Okay, wall scots.
My big find on Amazon. And what's really cool about these is I don't think you can see it right now because it's so bright in here, but they cast angel wings on the wall at night. So when we're watching TV, we have angel wings on both sides, plus up top. It
is awesome. And by the way, can you tell it's Halloween here? Yeah. That's not a year-round
No,
vignette.
not at all. No, we just really like Halloween here.
We love these lights. At night, this room is not too bright. We didn't want canned lights just beaming down on you, making your eyes hurt.
Right.
In the evening, we like to enjoy the sunset out these windows, which face west. We get lots of natural light at night. Keep it low.
Yes.
Low and pretty.
And we did have a happy little accident. We were going to put vinyl wood plank flooring in here. It wasn't anybody's fault. I'm not sure. I think it was like manufacturer changed the color on us or something. So we decided to change it to polished concrete, and I think it worked out phenomenally well. Well, it is great for the dogs. I do have to say that.
It is. It is absolutely.
It's been perfect.
Awesome
with
for the dogs.
And I love my book nook. That is like the perfect area to sit and read. I've always wanted that. So I think we got everything out of this room and more. I think it exceeded our expectations.
I totally agree.
I think it was well worth it.
And this may sound absolutely ridiculous, but this is one of my favorite repurposed pieces.
Oh, I love it.
This came
I never would have thought of that.
from Texas Barn. It was
essentially the power unit for the motors that ran a lot of the gears and the cutters and things for shucking corn, you know, and creating feed for animals back in the day. It is super old, so I turned that into something to hide wires and run power in from the wall for our Starlink, which is like our backbone here.
If you've ever wanted to add on to your house, but you don't know how much it would cost, well, here you go. Lady can be quite resourceful. She found these awesome pendant lights and only paid $138 and some change. Impressed. The wall sconce, that's her find of the year. Like 80 bucks for these on Amazon, and they turned out way better than we could have imagined. The gable light was another Wayfair find. We feel like we matched the others on the house pretty well. And then there's the flooring. So I consider this a sunk cost. We paid for the material, we did not return it, most of it was opened anyhow. We donated it to someone who can use it, and ultimately we used this and this to stain the concrete, and Julio built that into his cost. For the roof, we used the same provider we used for the full roof earlier in the year, Vincent's Roofing out of LaGrange, Texas. They did a pretty good job seamlessly matching the rest of the house. For AC and heat, we needed a little bit more than what we were getting out of the existing system, so we called Leon Johns and Schulenberg. They put in a mini split. Schulenberg Glass came through in a big way. We ordered 4 custom windows to fulfill Lady's vision, something very, very specific. But these also matched the windows we removed from the exterior of the house, which we were able to use in the addition as well, and somehow it all comes together and matches nicely. We picked up our paint at Ace Hardware, locally. The concrete guys robbed a few skirting panels from the side of the house to reinforce some weaker areas on the back. No big deal, we replaced those. Since Old World Antiques is a retail establishment, we did have to pay sales tax on my office doors. We found these barn door kits at McCoy's while we were picking up the skirting for the house, so naturally I snatched both of them, the only 2 they had. As you can imagine, when you buy a ranch that's been abandoned for a decade and a half, you have a lot of electric needs. I found Allied Contractors not long after we bought this place, and we have used them for just about everything electric. Specifically, I've requested this guy, Travis. He takes care of my place as though it's his own, and he can easily knock out a week's worth of work in about 4 hours. All other materials and labor were provided by Julio and his company, JC Construction, out of LaGrange, Texas. This also includes the concrete, which, to the best of my memory, fell between $8,000 and $8,500. If you recall, our maximum budget for this project was $100,000. I'm happy to report everything you see here came in under budget, essentially $188.63 per square foot. There is a but. Kind of like the government, we threw some completely unrelated items into the budget for the renovation, which included the foundation for the caboose and the repair of the foundation for the house, where Julio ultimately put in more than a dozen giant 6x6 timbers to rebuild the supporting structure for the entire house. This took our total out of pocket just over our maximum budget. However, we're close enough and we got so much that I'm confident saying we finished this thing on budget and on time.
So we've enjoyed the room now for a few months, and it has been fantastic. It has exceeded our expectations at every level, and that is the good. The bad is that it's almost Christmas, and I'm about to achieve procrastination level expert for not releasing this video. We really want to share this edition with you, so I'm going to get back to work, but I do hope you'll come back and see us again soon.